Welcome back, everybody, as we get ourselves into the second game. And yeah, Navi, it wasn't the best showing right there, Harry. I mean, they did have some good early game aggression coming through, but in the end, Team Spirit, they're able to close together and take game number one. So looking through at game number two, Navi, is it just a case of tightening it up a little bit, getting that team play a little bit more on board, or was it down to Team Spirit just being way too strong to contest into for Navi?
You're pretty harsh, Rob. I mean, Navi
I
are
am.
playing
Listen,
probably against the strongest team in the region, right? Or by the showing in the last 2 years, that's the case. And then
yeah.
a Division 2 team comes over and like, yeah, Navi, that was a pretty bad showing from you. Like, what the hell are
I
you
did.
doing? Why?
Whoa! I didn't say bad. There was no bad in there. I didn't imply bad. It just, maybe not as good as it could have been against Team Spirit.
I like how Navi played. There were a couple of
Mm.
things that I did not like. The main thing that I think slowed their lineup down quite a lot is when Team Spirit started pressuring the mid lane, they did not pressure the top lane. Right? That's
Yeah.
it. Like the Beastmaster was constantly in the jungle when the mid lane was being pressured, and the top tower and the mid lane tower. One from Team Spirit, one from Navi fell at the same time. That was unacceptable. The other things that Navi did, item choices, approaches to the fights, everything else, was solid, right? There were no unforced errors. Most of them were forced out by Team Spirit. So I'm okay with them. I think Navi played a solid game. If they can repeat this in game number 2, they could be happy. I don't think that they are gonna be happy because nobody likes losing. But on the other hand, if let's say I was a coach, if I was with these guys when coming into the Division 1, these kind of games against top teams would be a good thing from us to look at the replays and learn, right? So that's I'm overall Navi's performance great. I expected Team Spirit to have an easier time in that game.
Okay, well, we'll see here what they're going to be able to do coming into game number 2. Team Spirit, like you say, they've looked like the strongest team in the region. Apart from Hellraisers, actually, Hellraisers a bit of a surprise to me, swapping over to Ramsey, so they looked incredibly comfortable. I think it's just allowed the combination of Hellraisers, and we will speak more about it in the next series. But Hellraisers, it does allow Kiyotaka to be that really active, playing the carry from the mid lane kind of role. Ramses, who's always been fairly active, he doesn't mind sitting back. He doesn't mind being the one that helps create space there for the mid laner. But yeah, for the most part, Team Spirit, it's going to be interesting when those two teams play against each other because so far both teams unbeaten. And who's going to come out on top? Well, we can only find out when they play each other. But those two teams are looking like the strongest ones. Betboom falling down just a little bit in the standings. But yeah, coming into the second game, Team Spirit. Possibly the strongest team in the region, and yeah, it's going to be up to Navi to try and shut them down.
Yeah, they're gonna try. Team Spirit are known for dropping a game here and there. We know that they tend to approach the draft in a different way sometimes. We talked about it also in the previous drafting phase. So I wouldn't be surprised if Navi gets close to even wins a game. I would be very surprised if they would win a series. Like I would put that as a chance of that 5%, maybe even less than that, because Team Spirit are definitely a stronger team. And I don't know if they would play 10 games and Team Spirit would play seriously if Navi would win one. So that's the current difference between the teams. Though Navi's players, a lot of them have a lot of potential, so I'm looking forward to the future. Maybe they will not be playing together, but some of these names will be in top teams in the years to come. Team Spirit this time around, they let the Brood go, so we might be seeing the anti-mage right now. If the Brood is picked up by Navi, Team Spirit might want to go for that anti-mage pick.
This has got to be a trap, right? Because you've got Team Spirit that they play a really good Snapfire on LoL. You've got Magnus picks coming out. You've got, like you say, the Yatta on the Anti-Mage looks incredibly impressive. And they have ways to deal with this here on Team Spirit. So yeah, Navi, they don't take the bait. They go straight for that Disruptor. They say, no. You have this Broodmother if you really want it to let it through. But the thing is, Navi, are they going to be as good with dealing with it as Team Spirit are set up to do?
I mean, Team Spirit, now they get a Brood and like a Snapfire or something, and this Disruptor, he's just gonna be food, not only in the laning stage, but for the entirety of the game. I kind of feel like Team Spirit, they had all of this planned out. Let's allow both of them. If they get the Disruptor, we're going to get the Brood plus something. If they get the Brood, we're going to get Anti-Mage plus something. That's how I feel that they approached it, but they are taking their time with the first picks here. Oh, they're going to go for the Beastmaster. It's not the Brood, but it's similar. You control a part of the map. You can be annoying in the laning phase with the Wild Axes. You can make sure that you have a double wave while the enemies don't, with constant spam of that one, and then you dive. And Disruptor isn't the greatest hero to deal with being dove like level 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm. And we'll see here if Navi, I mean, they're going to have the last pick of the round, whether they really want to go back for that Broodmother, or, you know, if there's something that comes out. Because, I mean, we could see the draft just completely ignore it, because Team Spirit, like I say, already picking up this Beastmaster for their offlane, and Navi, if they don't feel confident playing it, the Lich comes out from Spirit as well. A hero that we don't see all of that often, but offers some protection. If it is potentially going to be the anti-mage here for Yatoro, you offers some protection in the lane. Has a lot of damage coming out into the fights as well. A lot of control with the Sinister Gaze, as well as the slowdowns he's got from the Frost spells, you know, the Chain Frost, as well as the Frost Blast. Really nice at just being able to add damage over time throughout a fight, and it is going to be the Brood here for Navi.
And you ban out the Anti-Mage. You have to, because Lich Anti-Mage is kind of the lane that you want to go for. When I look at Team Spirit, the way that they want to play this, right? You know, you see the Lich Beastmaster, they just want to be running towards the enemies. Mm-hmm. Pretty much like what they did in the previous game, right? Because Lich, Crystal Maiden, these heroes, they're very good at spamming spells. They're very good at running forward. Just if you're running away from them, you're not going to run away. If you don't kill them fast, you're in trouble. And Lich also has that defensive capability. Navi did go for the Brood. They're not going to be dealing with a lot of counters for it. At least not in the first phase, but Beastmaster is already pretty decent, and Lich is not bad either. Why? Broodmother uses the Insatiable Hunger. You want to hit someone and heal. When that hero has a lot of armor, you don't heal as much, or almost at all. And that's where the Lich comes in. Plus, he's very annoying at poking you in the early stages of the game, and that's where the Brood could suffer. So I'm curious to see how well Team Spirit will be dealing with the Brood now, when it was not the first pick. But I think they have a lot of heroes in their arsenal to help there for sure.
Yeah, and like I say, we know that, I mean, the axes from the Beastmaster is still going to be pretty good against the Spylins. Again, Lol plays that, the anti-mage is going to be banned out, but Lol, a really good snapfire, a decent way to deal with the hero. Yeah, there are still ways to actually, the Weaver gets banned out, so Navi, Shigetsu, not going to be able to pick that one up. But yeah, there are still heroes that deal with the Broodmother in the lane. How would you like, I mean, we've seen was it during I think it was during one of the third-party tournaments where we saw a Lich and a Slark on the lane. And it just ran over, because you have the Sinister Gaze to drag them back in. You have the Pounce as well that sets up after that. The Frost Blast as well as the Dark Pact does a lot of damage. Slark, not an awful hero against the Broodmother as well. So how would you like Team Spirit, you know, going towards a hero like that, like the Slark here in that safe lane with the Lich?
That could be something that Navi bans out. It really could be. Because what are the downsides of the Slark? He tends to take a lot of damage sometimes. Mm-hmm. And he doesn't have a way to stay on a target for long, right? You pounce, the pounce is out, and you get away. Lich allows you to stay on a target for long. Frost Blast, a couple of hits, you get out, pounce, then a couple of hits, then there's going to be a Frost Blast again because it's very low cooldown, and you just continue ramping up the stacks. Plus, you have the way to remove the Silken Bola. So overall, I think it would be, laning-wise, a really good pick for Team Spirit. On the other hand, though, Disruptor is a nasty hero to play against as a Slark. So I'm not sure if Navi are necessarily afraid of it.
Okay, well, we'll see what they actually want to be banning out here. They're going through the reserve time to think about this. Just trying to pick up the heroes. The Nagasaran, another good hero against the Broodmother as well, with the Riptide, you know, just be able to go through the Spylins, go through the Broodmother as well. So they ban out the Terrorblade here, so Yatoro not going to be able to pick that one up this time. And we'll see here Team Spirit. But again, that does leave I know I keep going on about the Snapfire, but I think that's probably one of Lol's best mid heroes. You know, it's a bit unconventional at the minute, but he really does play a good one. You've still got heroes to come out in position 4 that could try and deal with the Spylins as well a little bit later on in the game. As the Bloodseeker Pangolier, another good one. And it is going to be the Slark that comes out first pick here for Spirit.
Man, I love that Yatoro has so much many heroes in his hero pool, because it's so fun seeing that he's always playing something different, and the level at which he's playing it is insane. So I'm kind of looking forward to how well he will be utilizing this Slark. Now you need to find a hero that's gonna be dealing well in the lane against the Beastmaster, and is also a core that can somewhat stand his ground against the Slark. Usually against the Beastmaster we see these ranged heroes, but then Slark deals well against those. Navi though, they're gonna go with a double push this time around, and I'm okay with this, right? So you have double push heroes, and then if let's say Disruptor is hiding somewhere in the trees, the enemies are pushing as well, you can once they start TPing to defend their towers, you can start glimpsing them away, catching them and stuff like that. So, or once they come to defend their towers, you just send them away. So Navi, they will, with this kind of a lineup, you can always make plays. The dangerous thing comes if the Slark gets super far ahead during night times, you're just gonna be scared all the time.
Yeah, and we'll see Navi. It's going to be the Clockwork to come out once again for them. Malady had a decent time on the Clockwork in the last game, so we'll see if he's going to be able to repeat. As Team Spirit, they actually go for the perk in the mid lane, so again, extra control here. And you look at the lockdown potential on the side of Team Spirit, it looks like they want to be fighting, and they've got the ability with the Roar, you know, the Sinister Gaze coming out, the Pounce, now the Dream Call, the damage that comes through from the Orb as well. You know, Team Spirit, they have an incredibly great lineup at fighting, but do you expect them to go for in this... I mean, it's going to be the position 4, right, that they've got left to pick.
Yep. So it's probably going to be some burst, you know, some kind of damage, Snapfire, Techies. I would maybe like to see a Dark Willow, but Mira is usually not the one to go for it. They ban out the Snapfire. That probably would have been the perfect one. Overall, though, Navi, I wouldn't want to be in their skin. This Disruptor will be the main target, especially him. Malady or maybe Danielle. I'm not sure who's going to be playing it. I'm going to guess Danielle is going to be a very sad guy, because he's going to be the one hunted constantly by the Slark, by the Beastmaster, by the Puck. All of these heroes can get on top of you, can see you, can kill you, and they understand because he's the only one that can kill them. Once Team Spirit killed the Disruptor, they can do whatever the hell they want. And Team Spirit, this is why this team is so genius. This is a pick that a lot of people would completely forget, and it's perfect for Navi, to be honest, right? Because it's a lot of damage. It lanes well against the Beastmaster, it clears out waves, and it has the mobility and positioning tools to somewhat keep himself away from the Slark.
Yeah, so if you're Navi, you've got this carry left to pick. What is it that you want to be picking up? Like, I was thinking maybe something like the Chaos Knight, you know, just that big tanky fighter that Slark can't really deal with the illusions too effectively, but then you've got to worry about the Chain Frost coming out from the Lich. You know, it's just perfect target for the Chain Frost. So I'm not sure what Navi you want to be going towards, or what Shigetsu's going to be feel comfortable picking up here for this final pick.
It's a tough one. It definitely is. What do you really get here? If you go for, let's say, a Monkey King, which would be okay in the game, your laning phase could suffer, right? Especially because Team Spirit have the last pick. If you go for like a sniper, right? That, we're gonna crush the lane, then the Beastmaster will be in trouble. I really love the bans coming out from Team Spirit. They're genius, right? Those heroes would have been perfect for Navi, and they're definitely not conventional enough.
Yeah. And the Abaddon, we're seeing the Abaddon creep up into that kind of position 1, you know, with the Radiance being a bit cheaper. He does get himself into that quite quickly. Like you say, you've got the protection there of the borrowed time as well. So he would have been a really nice pick to fight into for the side of Navi. You know, just getting yourself into the middle and say, throw all the damage you want at me. You just help me, you know, you just make me stronger. So Navi, with 19 seconds left on this final pick, we'll see what they want to go towards in terms of carry. And it is going to be, it's going to be an Alchemist.
Okay, she gets a special. That makes sense. You do have a Lesh, which is going to be a big damage dealer. We already talked about that teams haven't really found a way to implement him well in the draft. Having a very strong damage dealer on the Lesh is nice, but both Lesh and the Broodmother take a lot of farm around the map, and Team Spirit are very mobile, so they have tools to deal with this. This is dangerous for Navi. If they at one point start losing ground, they're going to be completely overwhelmed.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I don't know if we've actually seen... Have we seen an Alchemist win a match yet?
No, I think not. You and me have not.
No,
I've watched most of the ones that that Garrett and Trent have been casting, so I'm gonna check, but I don't think so.
No,
nope, 0 and 3, 0 and 3, and you and me have casted all 3 of those, right?
So that's a really great omen here for Navi coming into this game with the Alchemist pick. Yeah, this can only go well.
Fourth time's the charm. That's, oh, next time he is picked, we're gonna say fifth time's the charm, and that charm might never come out. I don't know what Team Spirit want here, but they can go for any position 4. I would not mind. I feel like the Shadow Demon might be a solid one. Because then, even if the Puck and the Star get caught inside of the Static Storm, they could be saved. That's the hero that comes to mind the most. And it also does contribute to the damage and this ability to just run at the enemies.
Yeah, and again, Team Spirit's taking the time to think about it, get themselves through into this final phase of this final pick. But like you say, they have so many options at the fingertips. You know, the anything. I mean, it is going to be up against the Alchemist, so maybe something with a little bit of range that can try and avoid the Mirana. Yeah, okay, good setup again. You got so much control on the side of Team Spirit. It's going to be impossible for Navi to avoid it all in these fights.
I mean, Navi do have solid control as well, right? And Navi, during daytime, I know they never have better vision. They're up against the Beastmaster. Navi, I'm not sure about this one. The only way I can see this lineup working is them having a really good laning phase, and then while they are pushing the enemy towers, Team Spirit has to respond to it. But Team Spirit has the ability to play so fast. We know what this team is capable of in terms of making quick decisions around the map. So I'm thinking this should be a easier game for them than it was in game number 1. And I mean, I think it was Team Spirit that we saw play the Slark, was it? Where they just took over every single time that the nighttime comes. The Slark is just running through the map and keeping the enemies in the base. Maybe it wasn't Spirit, but that's the kind of gameplay that I'm expecting here from them. And Navi, well, good luck to you.
Yeah, and it's going to be, I mean, if you're Navi, you know, how do you try and delay? Because I assume Team Spirit with this lineup, once the 6s start to come out, you know, once the ultimates are there, once they've got a few levels in the Team Spirit really want to be looking to put the pressure onto Navi and, you know, put the pressure specifically onto the Alchemist, you know, really slow down that Radiance time coming out for them. So if you're Navi, how do you have to play into this game to protect? Is it literally going to be the 4 protect 1 from like the second night here for Navi, or do they need to pull that aggression out onto another part of the map and let that Alchemist farm?
Run forward, right? Force Team Spirit to react to their own towers dropping, right? So it's Melojul and Malik that have to be there, and Malady has to protect them. I'm gonna guess that's these 3 play together: Melojul, Malik, and Malady. Maybe not together, but kind of in sync around the map. And then the clockwork is just making sure that the Alchemist doesn't die if they are not responding to those towers. So they have ways to play, but it's not gonna be easy.
Okay, this is going to be game number 2. Before we get into it, though, a quick word from our sponsors over at EGB.
Bets on esports, bets on streamers, impressive bonus system. Welcome bonus up to $600, cashback, artifacts, regular promotions, daily giveaways. Try yourself as a bookmaker. Great lines. EGB.com, more than just a bookmaker.
So, welcome back as we get started here with game number 2. And yeah, we see here how Navi are going to deal with this Team Spirit lineup. Lal already coming in close, and we see that Shigetsu as well as Daniel Melojul coming through with the smoke. It will be broken, and they get themselves underway, but this is just going to be once again for the wards to come through here. Melojul, he sees Yatoro coming right up, trying to get the vision onto the tower, just to see if there were any tower clicks coming down. But yeah, the ward, it looks like here for the side of Spirit, will be safe on the other side of the river.
And he also walked up there to kind of take any thought from Navi that they had a war there, right? So Malady, maybe he would have placed down a sentry, but with the Slark coming out blindly like that and not even turning towards the Lesh, you could think, okay, he doesn't know anything here, he has no vision, so we're not to put down our sentry.
Yeah, the orb actually does fly through. They get a split earth though onto Slark and Yatoro. He's just going to go for that level 1 pounce straight away. Chase down from Malik, but he's not going to be able to catch up even with the spider webs being down. Malady will take some punishment from this. So they engage in the river. Starstorms will be dropped, but Malik though, he still picks up this bounty in the glimpse now as well. And Mira, he's going to be taken down. Really good start for Navi. Let's see if they're going to be able to capitalize on it, because again, in the last game, they did have some great kills coming out from Daniel. And in the end, it just ended up turning on its head. But that's the start that Navi won.
No, that was a weird one from Mira, and also, I mean, that is Smelajul, the Lesh getting the first blood, so you can't really hope for more of a present than that. Team Spirit, they start off with a Slark with a Pounce, so no Essence Shift level 1. He's not going to be as strong as you would like to be. And then your mid laner gets a free bottle, basically. So Navi, they're happy. The only thing they sacrificed was a ward.
Yeah. You can take a look at the odds on the screen here from EGB. We see that Navi, the odds in this one, a little bit worse to start off with. You know, Team Spirit's still the favourites coming into game number 2. But again, Navi with a great start coming into this. And it looks like the mid lane not going to be as bullied here, Melajul, as he was in this last game. In fact, he's putting a lot of damage onto Lal, and Lal not really able to respond with the lightning coming out with a split earth. And yeah, Lal having to play a little less aggressive in this mid lane. But on the top lane, she gets to just the lane pushing in here now as well. He's gone for that acid spray at level 1. Nothing at level 2 just yet. How do you expect the Alchemist in this game to build here? Does he want to get aggressive with the Unstable Concoction, or does he want to be getting a little bit more greedy and getting more points into the Greevil's greed in this game?
He's thinking right now, because Mira is still level 1, so you could kill the Mirana. So he's probably thinking if he wants to go for that one. But you're going to get it 1 point, I guess, because it is just way too good.
Okay, and we'll see. Mira here, the Unstable Concoction will be channeled. Mira, yeah, level 1 still. Only the point into the Starstorm will be taken down. Shigetsu gets a nice easy kill in this lane. Maldi, though, the axes connect from Collapse, and Maldi, he has to get back, or he has to find some way to heal himself up. With 1 tango left, he's got regen coming in on his courier.
Well, this is always... you know, a problem with Mirana level 1, you're just so weak. Level 2, you're gonna get your leap, so you're gonna be much harder to kill. But you are slow, you have no armor, you have no HP, you're literally a walking food, a walking creep, you know, for the enemies to pick up until you get your level 2. And Mira, well, twice in a row, he makes a slight mistake and gives a kill to the enemy.
Yeah, it's not the start that he would have wanted. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane here, we can see Yatoro, top of the last hits. You know, he's getting himself the farm that he's going to need to set up for this game. And like you say, Maposhka's got that protect. You just look at him coming forward, level 2. He's actually not going to point into the Sinister Gaze just yet, but the slowdown comes out. Malik immediately throws out the spinners, the Silken Bolus, spinner snare. Hopefully, we don't see that in this game, because I just hate that spell. Would be good though for the Broodmother as Danielle getting chased down. The Pounce comes out. They have that slow as well. The Frost Shield coming through, and Danielle's going to take a whole lot of punishment. Is this going to be the first kill on the board here for Team Spirit? No, the cogs do get dropped, and Danielle going to be able to walk himself away.
Now, good movement there through the trees coming out from him. And speaking about movement through the trees, Malady is going to have a good one as well, with Mira not being able to get on top of him. We talked about the Mirana not having the leap and being very, very weak. Well, Mira decided to not go for a leap still, but he's baiting with the sticks and the Fairy Fire.
Yeah, Collapse, so he's going to be able to at least get the kill with the axes. Mira gets himself away. Alchemist with the refresh there from the stick will get enough points for the second point here into the acid spray. But it's going to be too late to get the kill onto Mira, because Mira is already away. Like you say, the bait back in. In fact, I think he cancelled off the salve from the Disruptor as well. So it was going to be Malady on low health. And yeah, easy pickup. Well, not easy, but a good pickup there for the side of Spirit with that bait in.
No, definitely nice, but they're not slowing down the Alchemist. So Navi are happy. The laning phase is going really well for them. Even the Brood against the Slark Lich is doing well, because, well, Slark didn't have the Essence Shift to start off, and now when you get to level 3, only now he has a Dark Pact to remove the Silken Bola, so you can never go aggressively. Malik is more than happy now with the Boots and Raid Band. Shouldn't be that easy of a target.
Yeah, they should be looking to get the kill onto the Clockwork, really, if they are going to be going for anybody. But, yeah, like you say, Malik should be all right on this lane. We see the pull-through coming out from Daniel now as well. The Frost Blast onto the Clockwork, but Yatoro are trying to trade hits from Malik. And Malik, like you say, the Insatiable Hunger, it will be their level 1. Even just level 1, though, Yatoro are going to have a hard time sustaining, trying to go in and right-click up against this Brood. And Brood, turn it around. Danielle's going to be taking some punishment once again. Pounce comes in, but the cogs, it's not going to be in time. In fact, this might be a kill. Danielle could get himself away from this one. The Frost Shield, but you can see that Malik, as soon as his support gets dove, he goes right onto Maposhka, and Maposhka taking a whole lot of punishment from this.
Malik now, he might regret his life choices there for a second, but Yatoro, yeah, this is... Even though early start wasn't that great... Oh, no way again. This should not... That is pre-level 6. Melojule, you got a free bottle, you got a free first blood. Melojule, I don't know what it is. Is it nerves? But he's not playing good Dota today. At least not in the laning phase.
Yeah, I mean, so since the gaze comes out onto the clockwork now as well, the cogs have been dropped underneath the tier 1 tower. Not able to get the kill, but yeah, last time we checked in with the mid lane, you know, the Lesh, he was bullying Lol in this mid lane, and all of a sudden he turns it around. I know that he wasn't able to bottle up one of the water runes because the Mirana got the top one and Lol was able to secure the bottom one. So Melojule, after being out of bottle charges, no way to refresh there, and Lol able to take advantage of that and get the kill.
Yeah, you get the advantage of that one, but it is definitely a mistake. You cannot allow a pre-level 6 Puck to kill you.
No.
It just cannot happen. So, you know, slight mistake there coming out from him. He's gonna suffer for it. We're back to watching the bottom lane where Yadaro will continue to do well, right? At least until the Broodmother hits level 6. But Malik is getting close to that one. So those early levels, not having the Essence Shift, definitely will come in handy here for Navi.
Yeah, at least Lol here is going to be able to get himself an arcane rune, so maybe the jump comes in. Speaking about jump, there is going to be the jump onto the Broodmother here on the bottom lane, and Malik can he get himself away from this one, being left alone. And he's going to be tanky enough to survive through that there. And even without Daniel being on the lane, you know, excuse me, Mali being on the lane, he was just able to... No, it is Daniel playing the clock, Mali in the last game. But either way, he was able to survive underneath the tier 1.
So far, so good for Navi still. Even with that death in the mid lane, Melojule is still neck and neck in net worth with the Puck, and Shigetsu is farming well. And one thing we haven't touched upon is that the Alchemist is actually very good at dealing with the Beastmaster, because going through the acid spray for any of your units is not going to be an easy endeavor.
Yeah, we'll see here. No, the Raw comes out on the top lane, though. Do they get the kill until Shigetsu? The glimpse, it's going to save his life. Surely those axes, will they fly through? Fine. Does he even have the mana for it? There is going to be an unstable concoction. He doesn't have a stick, he doesn't have a wand. And the mana, it's not going to be there for the axes. Shigetsu, with that chemical rage, will just regen back up. In fact, he might try and turn this one around now. A second unstable concoction. Do they get a glimpse onto Collapse? Collapse is going to be the kinetic field, the lockdown. Is he just on the other side of it? I don't know where he is in that wall, but he's still going to be okay. He might be the one to go down to Mirana, and with a glimpse, no, so close and yet so far. He's even got the salve here. Maldi not going to be able to clean up any kills here on the side of Spirit, and Alchemist, and well, both of them getting low, but surviving in this lane for Navi.
Mirana was trying to click move there, click or right click move, and then Mira made the mistake because he missed the click onto the Disruptor. There were a lot of creeps around, and he attacked the creep once. That saved the Disruptor's life, and in the end, he's the only one that falls.
Again, this bottom lane, Malik's going to take a lot of punishment. How is the level 6 looking for the Lich? Because I can see once that comes out, then potentially Malik will fall. But it's still going to be a little bit away. Yeah, he's still going to be a couple of creep waves away from being able to pick up that 6 on Maposhka.
At that point, the Brood will reproduce, and there's going to be a ton of babies to just take the damage off of Malik if it does come to that point. So overall, I don't think Malik is going to be suffering too much to the Chain Frost.
No, he should be fine here. Shigetsu going to be able to move himself into the jungle as well. Look for this Alchemist farm that we know he does so well. 2 points here as well into the Grievous Screen. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Melojule, you know, he's finding that farm. He hasn't been contested again, but not able to find a rotation off himself here that you'd like the Lesh to go towards.
Look at this now. Spirit has a ward in the enemy big jungle where they know the Alchemist will be farming. They placed it even earlier. They thought they were gonna get this Alchemist out of the top lane a lot earlier, but to be honest, Shigetsu can still stay there. And now it is Navi that are taking control back of their jungle because they have a ward at their outpost. So this top lane is pretty much secured for the Alchemist for at least a couple of minutes, and that is great because now is the farming time of the Alchemist from minute 10 to minute 20. That is when you get strong.
Yeah, and like you said, that Collapse, he just can't walk any of his creeps into that acid spray. You can see that as soon as that went down, he stopped them on the edge of it. And this isn't what a Beastmaster wants to be doing. You know, the Beastmaster wants to be coming in with this creep army and putting the pressure on, taking this 2-1 tower away. And like you say, Navi, they just have this protection, and it's not even really taking a lot of damage. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, La will be pushing the lane in, but none of it goes towards that tower. Melojule, he takes the aggression and will be able to clean it up as well.
Now, speaking of aggression, they're going towards Malik on the bottom lane. That's going to be the first coil that's going to be used. So Team Spirit, they go in fast, and this is the idea. This is why this Navi lineup, it is greedy, right? But it has some merit to it, because you have to deal with the Brood, you have to deal with the Lesh, or their early towers are going to fall. So Team Spirit have to be very fast on dealing with those, and for now, they're just letting the Alchemist get away with what he wants. They're like, we're going to deal with him later on.
Yeah, and while the Broodmother did go down on the bottom lane as well, he was able to take down Maposhka, so it was still a benefit. I suppose dying's never a benefit, but you know, he still got something out of it before he went down.
I guess, but it was still a fast rotation from the box. He's not going to be too mad about it. He has the witch blade. Well, you know, speaking about death of the offlaners, Collapse isn't looking very much.
Yeah, the glimpse comes back. The roll was clever here. Shigetsu taking a lot of damage, but the roll was clever to try and stop Shigetsu from coming forward. The unstable concoction was going. But yeah, he's going to be able to get the jump in. The Star Storm, does it connect? It doesn't even connect. The arrow, slightly too far away from Shigetsu. And, well, he's going to be able to get the kill onto Malady. But can he get the
5 seconds.
Shigetsu now as well? The hook shot comes through. Shigetsu, he might even be able to turn this one around. Like you say, he might be able to come back in with an unstable concoction. No, he just goes for the TP back behind and away from this one into the mid lane. So he's going to be able to pick up some farm in this mid lane uncontested. And all of a sudden, this gank, I mean, they did get the kill onto the Disruptor, but Alchemist getting away once again. He's just going to be able to set up, reset with the unstable concoction, the Chemical Rage, and he's going to be fine.
Yeah, they were a couple of seconds too late to respond to that Beastmaster being in trouble, and because of it, they don't get a kill on the Alchemist. And I also like that Shigetsu did not panic. He TP'd to the mid lane and continues farming. If he TP's back to the base, he takes away like 500 gold from himself, and that is a big deal when you're working towards the Radiance.
Yeah, bottom lane once again. The Chain Frost is going to bounce around. Are they going to be favorable bounces, though? It looks like it's going to be through the spiders. And again, well, this time Malik, he's only going to get the kill afterwards with the Broodlings, but it will still be another kill. This time going the way of Maposhka on the bottom lane, and Yatoro being uncontested here. You look at the net worth, he's going to be behind the Alchemist, but he's not having a bad time in this game either.
He's having a solid one, and he is going for a Midas. He wants to be a beast, though. It seems like he's thinking about it because he has the money, and considering... Oh, no, he doesn't have a courier, so that's why he's not buying out.
Yeah, it's still going to be about 20 seconds away. Now he does buy it out here, and once his courier's back up, going to be able to buy that one out, or he does buy it out, going to be able to get it over to him and help catch up, or at least keep pace with the Alchemist in this game.
I don't think the Spirit are too happy with how this game is going. They probably wanted a bit more of a momentum onto the Slark and maybe go for, you know, an Echo Saber the second night from 15 to 20 minutes. That's where you strike, you go forward, you pressure the enemies. But to be honest, the second night from 15 to 20 minutes, they're not going to be able to put a lot of pressure on the Alchemist, and that's going to make him a big problem. The Radiant's almost done.
Yeah, like you say, Yatoro going towards that. It is going to come out after the Hand of Midas, but he has left lane now. With Melgil rotating down, Malik here as well with the Broodlings, with the Spiderlings. They're going to be able to take this tier 1 tower uncontested, it seems. And yeah, Team Spirit, they aren't in the right space to be able to contest back onto that. At least it looks like the Beastmaster in the top lane, you know, with 4 heroes here from the side of Team Spirit, might be able to even up these tier 1 towers.
Yeah, they know that they have to take that one down as fast as possible. If they just send the Beastmaster and they're kind of lingering on the bottom lane, the Alchemist will go in there and delay the game even more. So Team Spirit, as soon as they see Navi focusing on the bottom tower, you have to respond. You have to somewhat stop Navi from controlling a big chunk of the map, because with heroes just as theirs on Navi, if they have a lot of creeps to farm, they can do it really fast and they're gonna destroy you with the gold that they accumulate.
Yeah, and you can see that, I mean, we'll see, the mid lane rotation coming in here from Navi. So I was talking about how fast Spirit want to play this one, but Navi playing it even, you know, keeping pace, playing it even faster here. Alchemist, like say, with the Radiance coming through, he wants to go for that BKB, but he's not, you know, just AFK jungling. He is getting involved with the rest of his team, making sure that then if Spirit wanted to fight into it, they'd be fighting into all 5 heroes, or maybe not this time. The Chain Frost comes through now as well. The Disruptor, what can he do? There can be a really nice Static Storm onto the Puck, and Puck can he get himself away from this one? Going to be popped, and there's going to be even more Spiderlings on the field after this one. Malady does get the kill. They take the tier 1 tower, and Alchemist Shigetsu, he's going to be hunting with the rest of his team. And Mira, has he got any leaps away to get himself away from this one? He's got all 3 leaps, and has to just move himself out.
Yep, Navi are doing a really good job, and Poshka is going forward. Yaro is joining a fight. Midas versus Radiance on the other carry. Well, I know who my pick would be. The problem is Shigetsu, of course, he lost the Chemical Rage, and now with the Helm of the Overlord, Collapse is a little bit too much of an issue to deal with. The thing is, Navi, the way that they need to slow this game and the way that they are doing it is by applying pressure, right? You get into an area and you apply pressure. You poke on the tower, poke, poke, poke. Team Spirit reacts, you get out. While that is happening, your Alchemist is farming. So even though you have a greedy Lich, a greedy Brood, they want to farm a lot, right? If you are not farming and Spirits are not farming farming either, you're in this stalemate, and the Alchemist is somewhere around, then that is perfect for you. And Team Spirit wanted to break it apart. In the end, they lose a tower, they lose a puck, and they only gain a support.
Yeah, we'll see here if there's going to be another engage coming in through. She gets to within Stable Concoction. Who's going to throw it on? Actually gets on to Maposhka. He just disappears. And now, with this Dream Call here, Lal can he get himself away from this one. They do get the kill onto Danielle. Mira's going to be the one to pick this one up. But again, she gets who's got that Unstable Concoction going. Where's the rest of his team? He wants to be throwing that out once again. But the Roar, is it going to be a self-pop? It is going to be that self-pop. Now taking a whole lot of damage. She gets to the chase down.
He's not dying.
Drag back. No, Slark Yatoro. He gets that pounce away. They do get the kill on Shigetsu. And it looks like Yatoro, he's still going to be going down. As the spawn spiral comes out here, Malik gets that pick, finds the kill, so they trade position 1 for position 1. Beastmaster, he might be the next one to fall. So a really good Roar to set up a collapse. Not going to be able to get himself away from this one. In the end, Mira, he gets the kill onto Meljul. The Chain Frost, it bounces around. They take down Malik. Can they go for another kill onto Malady? As it looks like he's going to try and go for that retreat. And he might even have that glimpse if he needs it. Yeah, Mira, not even going to be able to set up. No arrow, nothing like this. So Malady at least will be able to play away, it seems.
Mira takes everything in that fight, but the one that did the heavy lifting was Collapse. Not even him, but his Ancient Black Dragon. He's the one that killed everyone. He did almost 4,000 damage in that fight. Nobody else comes even close, and Mira was just finishing people off. In the end, if you're playing against an Alchemist lineup and you're trading blows and trading kills, you are happy. So Team Spirit coming out of that fight much, much happier than NAVI.
Yeah, it does mean that the Alchemist, once he's back up, he's going to be able to go back to farm. But like you say, anytime you can take this Alchemist off the board, either not fighting or not farming. Yatoro, it was unfortunate he went down, so he's going to be down himself, not going to be able to catch up. But like you say, just taking the Alchemist off the board, that's a massive win in and of itself. But he will be getting close now towards that BKB, about 600 gold away, so that's not going to be too far away at all. And it's going to be even harder now for Team Spirit to fight into this if Shigetsu carries on being active in these fights.
They tried to go for Yatoro. The Lesh does have a blink, so Meljul is going full-on aggression, right? And Yatoro immediately pops the ulti. He understands. You get the glimpse, the Static Storm is there, and these two, they easily kill you. So very nice response from him. It's not even fast fingers, right? Against Lesh, you're always going to do it, but he knows exactly how he wants to play, and that's why he can respond accordingly.
Yeah, and Spirit now move themselves into the pit. It's going to be it's not a massively quick Roshan, but you still get it uncontested. And now, Team Spirit, do they need to be looking for the next set of items, or do you still want them to be looking to fight? Because Slark has that Echo Saber, just using the Hand of Midas off cooldown as well in the lane. But for the most part, NAVI, they've stepped up the momentum in this game. They've got the pace to take buildings, to take towers, and Team Spirit, is it up to them now to match it?
NAVI now have their items, right? Yeah. So they're much stronger. But these Spirits still want to poke in and out, go in and out. That is how you want to fight. If you find the Disruptor, you can definitely fight aggressively. And during nighttime, you should feel more confident. Though we can see they still don't want to go into areas that are being controlled by NAVI, even with an Aegis. So they're going for a move of their own on the top lane, trying to trade, trying to force NAVI. So they're the ones that come over, and then it's Team Spirit that are chasing one kill after the other.
Yeah. And we can see here, like you say, Collapse, he's going to be able to use that Dragon to push out the top lane. But with the rotation over from Meljul, do these set up onto this? Meljul is going to be seen by the creeps now, but they do put a lot of pressure onto this tier 2 tower. It looks like NAVI, they're going to be taking their time to respond, coming through here. Smoke Gang, the scan is going to turn red. They know. So let's see. Spirit,
have to run.
Try and back themselves away. Yeah, they're playing away in the trees here. But again, she gets with the Unstable Concoction. The hook, though, it doesn't actually connect onto Mira. Mira trying to get himself away with the leaps. The Unstable Concoction, that will still connect. Not going to be disjointed, but inside that Moonlight Shadow, it looks like Mira should be safe. And yeah, Spirit going to be able to get themselves away. They did force some rotations back towards this tier 2 as well.
That is a big blunder from Danielle to not have a dust. I understand that the Disruptor doesn't want to have a dust because he can use the sentries next to him. He's a ranged hero, but you're not gonna get close for a dust. Clockwork? I don't know if any hero in this game gets more personal than the Clockwork. So you invade the enemy's personal space, you need to have that dust to be able to at least get one kill from that full-on rotation. Now, Spirits are just gonna be able to come back and take this tower.
Yeah, and Shigetsu, he just continues to farm. What's it going to be? It's actually going to be the Orchid, it looks like, for the Alc coming up next here. Lol on the bottom lane, looking to I mean, I guess just get some XP here. Just shadow out Shigetsu. Top lane, once again, Spirit. They're going to be coming right back towards this tier 2 tower on the top. Lol, he dives himself in, but Shigetsu already moved himself away. And with this Aegis on the side of Spirit, we'll see if they want to do anything from this. And Mira, he might be the next one to go down. On Melduel chasing in. Do they have the control? Mira, he tries to throw out. He's going to go for leap now as well. He might be able to get himself in the trees, but with the glimpse, the drag back, the lockdown, and Malik, he's going to be able to take him down. Yeah, no way for the Marauder to get himself out safe there on Mira.
Yeah, you go to the other side because, you know, if you start running towards your teammates and they chase you and they kill you, well, then there could be a glimpse onto one of your teammates. So Mira, he understood that he was dead there. Though I have to say, Rob, I'm pretty much disappointed. I expected a more dynamic game than this one, that it's gonna be hunting in the woods, playing like that. But Team Spirit, they went for, let's go for a slower approach. I don't know if you remember the Juggernaut meta when Ramses always bought the Midas, even against an Alchemist, and then he would outscale him like 30 minutes into the game, 35 minutes into the game. I feel like that's the approach that Team Spirit are taking in this game, and it's gonna make the game just not be as exciting.
No, you can see the odds on the board as well. You know, NAVI are starting to close that gap, but Team Spirit, for the most part, are still the favorites just because of how strong a team they are. Slark, he's, like you say, he's trying to keep pace, but he's fallen 6k behind this Alchemist now as well. And you can see that NAVI, they aren't shy of fighting here. They're forcing out rotations from the side of from Spirit. And how do you, I mean, you've even got the Aegis, but Spirit not able to take a fight because NAVI, they're just playing this so well as a team.
It feels like they just wanted that Aegis to make sure that they can stand their ground and that Navi are slightly afraid of them. So what Team Spirit are doing, they're delaying the game. They're trying to match the objectives that Navi are taking and make sure that they just stay somewhat relevant in this one. We'll see if it works out. Shigetsu, he needs to make good use of this Orchid, but for now it's not working out. A big ulti from the Funk.
Yeah, and they're going to be able to set up for this now as well. They do get the kill onto Malady. Can they go for even more? The Spyblins, well, the pipe will be there, but they do get the kill onto Danielle. So both supports falling on the side of Navi. The chase is on from Spirit, but are they actually going to be able to catch anyone? Because you see that how fast Navi are at just retreating, and the support's buying them time to get themselves away from this one. You've got the blink on Meljul. You've got the Shigetsu. Well, he's got feet on Shigetsu. Doesn't have that blink just yet. And then you've got the webs here for Malik. So they were able to just de-aggro, you know, just get themselves away. They do lose both supports, but it will be, you know, Navi with the peel and able to get themselves away from this fight. So still, Spirit, it's a good couple of pickups there, and we'll see if they're able to build any momentum off this.
That was a mistake from Shigetsu. He wants to reveal his Orchid, though he already did show it, but wants to get a kill on the Mirana that does have the Guardian Greaves. And with that, you're too deep. And then this is gonna be the response. Team Spirit, they don't even want more. They just want the support kills, and that's it. We've seen so many Alchemists just fall flat. They're super strong. They seem unkillable, and then they have 10, 15,000 net worth more than their opponents, and they still lose because the hero just doesn't look that great.
Yeah, I mean, we see there's going to be the pouncing from Yatoro now in the mid lane on top of the Alchemist. Alchemist, though, the pipe gets popped here from Malik. Is the chase going to be on? Unstable concoction. The hook, it actually connects. He might be able to know Yatoro here with the Dark Pact. He already used the Shadow Dance, though, to collapse. Does he want to try and throw out this wall? They're going to try and go into the Alchemist once again, it looks like. An Alchemist taking a whole lot of damage here. Shigetsu, can he get himself away? He has to pop that BKB as Meljul gets the kill onto Maposhka. Can they go for even more here on the side of Navi? Because that BKB from Shigetsu, it will be wearing off. The 3-man Dream Call comes out now as well. The arrow connects onto Malik, and it looks like the damage onto the Bruno there. Is it going to be enough? No. It looks like Team Spirit once again just looking for this disengage, and Navi, they're going to be able to reset, get themselves back in, and take down this tier 2 tower, even through the fortification. That's going to be wearing off. This next heat wave comes in, and Navi, the momentum is in their favor in game number 2. It's up to Spirit to disrupt it, and so far, it looks like Navi, they're just the ones coming out on top.
They are getting the objectives. The thing is, Team Spirit did get a 9-second BKB from the Alchemist. You could see from the way that they were approaching fights that that's what they wanted from the start. Of course, Navi, they're not going to give it for free. They are going to take your tier 2 tower. So overall, I feel like that's an even trade still, but the gold lead is not increasing. You have an Alchemist, and he's the only one getting some farm. These supports on the side of Navi, they're gonna be food for the Slarks. So Navi, they need to start thinking about this fast, because now is the time when your Alchemist is super strong. But you get that AC, after that, you're gonna start falling off. So Navi, they need to go forward again. They might need a little bit more than just a Lich kill.
Do you expect, or we'll see if a fight's going to break out here. There's going to be the glimpse back. No! Do they actually get the jump up? No, they don't. Yatoro here again with that Shadow Dance available to him. And they're not going to be able to get right on top of him, even with that static storm going here. Yatoro, though, the Moonlight Shadow will come out. Do they have the chase down ability here? It looks like Yatoro, does he want to try and reset? There's going to be the Unstable Concoction, but there's going to be an immediate Dark Pack. But he's still going to be taking a lot of damage. The sounds comes out after the fact. After that Dark Pack is forced out, the hook shot's going to be there now as well. If you get the kill onto Malady, but it looks like Yatoro, he's going to go down. And again, the Spawn Spiderlings will be used. The Roar comes through. Here's Team Spirit still fighting into this one. The damage is he going to have to get the kill onto two of them. They take down onto Meljul here. The Lash collapse, so taking out a lot of punishment. Daniel with the cogs and collapse. Is it going to be enough to get this kill? Daniel trying to run himself away, but the arrow connects. Maposhka will get this kill. At least Malik going to be able to get himself away. Shigetsu there as well, but they do lose 3 heroes here on the side of Navi. And it's only going to be Yatoro, I'm pretty sure, that goes down. No buybacks being forced out, nothing like that. And Team Spirit, it's still an all-right trade, even if they do lose the carry.
What a huge blunder by Navi. What happened there is that Yatoro went invis for a couple of seconds when he was silenced, when he was dead. He made a mistake. He used the pounce through the kinetic field. He was just standing in place. He got silenced. He was dead in a second there. No, the Moonlight Shadow kicks in. He gets a heal off, and the fight extends long enough for Team Spirit to be able to mount up a response. So that is just Navi making a huge blunder, a huge mistake that cost them the fight that they should have won. The enemy carry was dead. He had nothing. Shigetsu was full, having the BKB, but no, it takes too long. You have to pop those BKBs. You lose a lot of heroes, or at least a lot of HP in the process, and then the chase from Spirit is just great. So Navi, good start, good setup. In the end, the execution just slightly off the mark.
Yeah, we'll see here. I mean, it looks like Navi, do they want to look for another fight? They've got their ultimate something, well, the Chemical Rage coming out in the next few seconds as well. So we'll see here what they're looking for. The rocket flares are being used. They're looking to get this Visioner, looking to scout out, but it looks like the Spirit, a bit wise to this, just going to play themselves away. Well, going to play themselves right into the Roche pick, because Roche number 2 is available here. That is going to be the shard for Spirit, and it looks like Navi, no idea this is going on. How quickly can they do it, though? As it looks like it's not going to be the fastest Roche in the world. Now, well, the pounce comes in from Yatoro, and this should speed it up just a little bit.
Yeah, and they also use the rocket flare there in their triangle, so Navi, they don't know. They need some time to get over there, and Daniel, I really have to say, he has not been playing this game well. He has both the fluffy hat and the cloak. Feels like he's cold, to be honest. You need the dust and the sentries in this game if you want to do your job well.
Well, the hookshot's going to come in, but this is going to be a shroud available here for Yatoro, so the depth shroud will be there now as well. And are they going to be able to contest? No, kinetic field that catches a couple of them, and it looks like Navi, they're just going to look for the disengage.
Just slightly late because the rocket flare didn't go towards Roche. Slight mistake there again. Those little things matter when you're playing against the team of Spirit's caliber. I have to say, though, Navi, they're showcasing that their movements and their understanding of the game are good, right? They're just slightly slow, and at times they mess up the execution. Other than that, they're doing a good job. I would really like if this team, even if they drop to Division 2, to stay together, which is highly unlikely, but I would love it, because with some practice, with some polishing, this could be a huge team.
Yeah, and we'll see here. I mean, they've got the lockdown onto Yatoro, but do they get the final kill? They take down the Aegis. Can they go for even more as the other side of the map collapse gets a kill onto Malik? Can he get himself away from this one? Whereas that Shadow Dancer pounce comes through, but they were blocking his path, and they might have the lockdown. They do. They get the kill onto Yatoro. He just couldn't get himself away, and I like that they played the triangle around him. Wherever he was trying to look to pounce, there was going to be a hero to block it, and they had the lockdown, they had the control, and they found the kill.
Yeah, we were speaking about blunders, and that is a huge one. Just before you get your BKB, that was the advantage that Team Spirit were very happy with, and Yatoro just throws it away. Of course, on the other side of the map, the Broodmother does die. Team Spirit are pressuring the tower, so overall, Navi are not going to be able to get much out of this, but will they, though?
They get the lockdown, that Unstable Concoction. They get the kill onto the Lich. Can they get the kill onto Collapse now as well? Collapse trying to get himself away. The TPB comes out, and it's going to be the 2 other heroes here. But they do get the kill onto the Lich. And that was still a really good engagement there from Navi, just unable to get more from it. But, I mean, hell, that was still a really good way to engage that fight. And Navi, do you expect the Shigetsu, the Alchemist here, he's building towards, he wants to go towards the Bloodthorn, but are you expecting a Basher anytime soon?
Looking at his items, and I'm thinking, where the hell are you even gonna put that basher up? Maybe get rid of the phase boots against a lot of units.
Yeah.
Not sure about it. So yeah, I'm guessing he will replace it at some point, but it's gonna take some time. Overall, though, you know that stun from Shigetsu, it was so amazing. It doesn't land you too many kills, only one, but it might be a morale boost. Like, let's go, this is what we can do. And Team Spirit, even in the previous game, we saw that they were getting a little bit too close to each other when especially the supports, and it happens again, you know, pretty much on the same spot, just considering now they're Radiant and they were dire the last time, but just in front of the enemy base, they stay close to the high ground, and then they get jumped, stunned, and this time around they only lose one of the supports, not both of them. But overall, Navi, that blink reveal from the Alchemist, it might be showing us what Shigetsu is gonna be doing now looking forward.
Yeah, I mean, he still has the ability to go for that Swift Blink first before he gets rid of the boots and goes for that Basher. So we'll see how he wants to itemize through this. But it is going to be the BKB coming out now for that Slark. And Yatoro, once he gets this might be a bit of an easier time here for Spirit to fight into the side of Navi. Just look at the spiders on the map, scouting out absolutely everywhere. You know, trying to find these movements from Spirit.
Right, that BKB changes a lot. There's no chance that this Disruptor is going to be getting his Aghanim Scepter anytime soon. He even wants the Boots of the Bearing. Speaking about, you know, the Disruptor, he is leading the charge towards Spirit. You don't go towards that high ground. You know that if they are waiting for you, it's right there.
Yeah, Moonlight Shadow is going to be coming through as well as a smoke here from Spirit. 3-man smoke on the side of Navi, but it looks like Spirit are the ones to close the gap here, maybe get the jump on it. It's going to be Shigetsu with his closest, but Yatoro chasing in now. The reveal comes through. Gets that D-ward off. No, he gets to jump onto the cliff. That's going to be a self-cliff coming through, and there's going to be the rundown away from the Broom Mill, but he gets that pounced out now as well. It's going to be a really nice jump in, but can he get anything from it? Because he's going to be using that Shadow Dance now as well. The roar comes out onto the Alchemist. Can he get the kill onto the lockdown on the Alchemist? The Sinister Gaze now as well. The lockdown is going to be up, and Shigetsu, he's going to be falling. The BKB going to be revealed here from Yatoro onto Shigetsu, and they do the clean up 2 of them. And what else can they get from this? Because all 5 heroes on the side of Spirit are still alive.
Malik was trying to cosplay a ward for the entirety of that fight, and in the end, well, he, you know, you got dewarded there in the end. But overall, this is what a 9-second BKB on a Slark in the later portions of the game will do. You're just allowed to fight for so long. You have the Shard, you have the ulti, and you have the BKB. So that's pretty much 10 seconds that you can just constantly hit on someone, maybe even more, like 12, 13 seconds. And that's going to be a lot of S and shift stacks. We can see 37, and, you know, Spirit, they only have the Beastmaster in terms of pushing potential. But then when you have a Slark with 37 stacks, it's that's a big chunk of damage that will be done to your towers.
Yeah, that's a whole load of right-click coming out here and just taking away these buildings. And we'll see what Navi want to try and do to defend this, because he don't have an Alchemist for the next 16 seconds. So Melodule, he looks like he's playing the furthest one forward, but he can't get caught out here by a pounce or anything like that. He does have that BKB available. No Hex just yet. It's going to be a lane of racks. All of a sudden, Team Spirit, you know, they found this time and they found the momentum, and they get themselves into this, take a really good fight, and all of a sudden, Navi, they just start to lose buildings.
Navi, they're drawing the line on the bottom lane. They know they have to control their triangle. That is like the last part of the map that they can control, because they have both the tier 1 and the tier 2 there. Considering the Roche is not going to be up for at least 2 minutes, they have ways to claim that area. But that's why Team Spirit wants to be faster and get it before Navi even gets there.
Yeah, the move over's coming out through from Team Spirit. Rocket Flare comes out, but Spirit inside the smoke, and like you say, try to control this triangle. The waters go down here. Danielle and Shigetsu, do they walk themselves up? The Dream Coil is going to be the Chain Frost. Hey, actually, no, the Force Staff, it actually bounces towards Malik now. And they're going to be able to get themselves right on top of this Clockwork. Malik at least gets himself over the cliff, but Yatoro comes in with that second pounce. The Bash will be there as well onto the Alchemist. Alchemist, but the connected field starts Storm combo onto the Slark, and Slark, what can he do? He's going to use that PKB. And now the Unstable Concoction is going to pop right once again onto the Alk. And Alk, he just gets cleaned up. He has no buyback. Navi even get the buyback out. They get the dieback onto the Clockwork. Malik can't get himself out of the aggression coming through from the side of Team Spirit. They get this cleanup, and they're even going to be able to go into, well, not the tier 3 on the bottom lane, because they don't have the tier 2 and the tier 1 being down, but they get the call. Navi, they just go straight for the GG, and Spirit, they take this one in 2.
Yeah, well, Navi, they've had good tactical moves in this game overall, but they made some blunders in terms of spell usages. But this is definitely a tactical blunder here at the end. they had the smoke on the disruptor, and they decided to go up the hill into the triangle with everybody on Spirit missing for a minute, right?
Yeah.
And they're gonna get caught with it. I thought they were gonna use the smoke, go around, use the rocket flare, get themselves into position, and at least try to find a good angle for that fight. But rather than that, they just walk up the high ground, lose a hero, and then it's very easy for Team Spirit to run them down. But at that point of the game, the chances of Navi winning were already super low, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't do everything in your power, if not to win, then to see how far behind you actually were and what your lineup was capable of. But overall, though, Navi, they did start making blunders here in game number 2, but it wasn't as easy as I thought it was going to be from Team Spirit. On the other hand, Team Spirit, they didn't have the let's run at them approach. They just played it slowly, methodically, with a Midas, and they got themselves a victory. Yatoro ending the game with a 1-3-11, but was pretty much unkillable there towards the end of the game.
Yeah, we saw a couple of mistakes from Yasuo, like the second Aegis where he got locked down by 3 heroes. But yeah, in the end, Team Spirit, they were able to they're finding that team play, finding the pushes, because while that was happening, like you said, they got the kill onto Malik in the top lane. They were forcing down tier 2s, they were putting pressure onto the tier 3s. And with 3 heroes missing from the side of Navi, it was an open window. But yeah, Navi, they still looked okay in this game. There was still in the series altogether, really, there was still some glimpses of a good team in there. And like you say, even if they do go down, hopefully they do stick together. It will put them, if we take a look at the table, it puts them, I do believe it's not going to be a great position anyway, but in the table, I think they're still going to be second bottom, just above Darkside. Yeah, because Virtus.pro, they've only played 2 series so far. So Navi coming into this, they're going to be down on the 1-3 with 1 move. In fact, 1 move, I thought they started off the tour okay, taking down Hydra, and all of a sudden they're just, I suppose they played the big 3 after that, though, Bet Boom, Team Spirit, and Hellraisers. But yeah, it will put Navi second bottom here with 1 move on Virtus.pro.
Yeah, but 1 move, they have the easier games to play now, so I do expect quite a lot from them, because they did take away a game from Bedboom, they did take away a game from Spirit,
Yeah.
so they're gonna play Darkside, they're gonna play Navi. Those should be on paper free wins for them.
They have VP later today though, and VP not a free win. We saw they were just barely missed out on the major slot, I think, last tour. VP, they were looking really strong. And again, they've only played 2 series, one against Hellraisers, which they did go down 2-0, and one against Darkside that they won 2-0. So yeah, that could be the make or break for both teams here in this mid-table position. And the winner of that, I mean, VP, they're going to still have some comfortable teams to play. But yeah, no, it is looking at a bit dire here for Navi. Darkside as well being 0-4. So this table, it's not comfortable for either of them. And I'm not sure where the next wins are going to come from, really.
Yeah, well, you're saying Virtus.pro, they are looking good, right? But they only played 2 series, and you never know with lineups like this. Maybe one tour you're looking amazing, the second one it just doesn't look that great. You get figured out or whatever. So Virtus.pro might be a team that could drop the ball. Very unlikely, but we still don't necessarily know what they have to offer today against 1 move. I think we're really going to be seeing the power of Virtus.pro, because one game they played, they stood no chance against Hellraisers, and the one they won, they did play against Darkside, who pretty much have been the weakest team. Their gameplay just hasn't been great. So overall, I think today is the real test of Virtus.pro and what they can do.
Yeah, but it will mean that, again, Team Spirit, they join Hellraisers at the top of the table here, being 4-0 in terms of Series 1. Looking towards this next series, Hydra versus Hellraisers, any thoughts before we, take a quick break getting into this next series?
I'm looking forward to it quite a lot. I feel like there is potential for this to be the best series of the day for sure, because Hellraisers are looking amazing, but Hydra are not to be underestimated.
Okay, guys, this is going to be the first series of the day, but we have 3 series to come today. It is going to be Hydra versus Hellraisers, and then VP versus 1 move. But first, we're going to take a break. It's going to be about 45 minutes before we get ourselves into the second series. So yeah, get yourself something to eat. I know I'm going to be doing that. Get yourself something to drink, maybe a quick stretch, and then get yourself back refreshed here for the second series of the day. But first, we're going to be taking a break. We'll see you after this.